I didn't actually mean to put this one in here.
Uh-oh, there you one short.
Yeah.
Hey, it's Sue.
And Megan in the restricted section.
And we thought today we would do a spring TBR.
Yes!
I'd seen a few people do this, and I thought it'd be fun to do like seasonal TBRs.
I like it.
So, we're gonna do it.
We're gonna give it a go.
And we're gonna drink this MILF Rye Barrel release. This is a limited release from Mother's Brewing, which is a brewery here in town.
Yes.
So, and it is imperial stout with cocoa nibs and raisins aged in rye whiskey barrels. And it's 11% alcohol by volume.
Yes.
Let's check it out.
Let's give it a go. It's pretty good.
It's pretty good. Rather imperially, but not terribly so.
Yeah, not overpoweringly imperial.
Alright.
If I can even say that.
But it tastes not that unsimilar from the regular MILF, I don't think. Does it taste stronger than regular MILF to you?
Maybe
sure.
like slightly, but really not much. Maybe just barely.
Yeah.
Meh.
Anyway.
Anyway.
I thought since last month I read The Three Musketeers, which had been on my shelf for years.
Ever.
It was one of the oldest books on my shelf. So I thought I'd pick a couple of the other oldest books on my shelf. So the first one I have is Lucifer's Hammer.
Damn, Lucifer.
And this is by Larry Niven and Jerry Pournelle. And it's a sci-fi novel, and it's post-apocalyptic. Like a comet hits Earth and causes all these, extremely severe earthquakes and tsunamis and all that, and so lots of people die, but then this of course follows people that have survived and are trying to survive. And I got this forever ago. I probably was still in college when I bought this, which I graduated college in 2010. So
it's been a minute.
It's been a while.
Been a minute.
But it was when I was first starting to get into sci-fi, and so I was looking, I was like Googling sci-fi books, and this was like on all these lists of best sci-fi books ever.
Okay.
So I got it, and then I never read it.
All right.
So,
but it's supposed to be
I want
pretty
to
good.
read it. Yeah, apparently.
Apparently so. First on my list is one, I think I missed the boat on everyone reading this. Like everyone kind of read it all together, and I missed that boat, but I found it for like, boats. You'll get it in a minute. I found this at a thrift store for like 89 cents. This is Meg by Steve Alton. And I've heard that it is just delightfully bad. Like just really cheesy and horrible. And I think it would be like a quick, fun spring read.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I chose another book that's been on my shelf since college. I actually remember getting this. I'll tell the story in a minute. But it's a classic, and it's Emma by Jane Austen. I got this my senior year of college, and what happened was I needed the book Jane Eyre for my women's lit class.
Okay.
So I ordered it on Amazon, and I'm 99% sure that I ordered the correct book, but they sent me Emma by Jane Austen. So this was the book I got in the mail. And I needed Jane Eyre like the next day for class, so I did what I should have done in the first place and just went to a used bookstore and found it. But then I just kept this one because I was like, whatever.
It's fine.
So I've had Emma on my shelf for about 7 years now.
Okay, I think it's time to read
it.
Next on my list is Brightness Falls from the Air by James Tiptree Jr. I have a few books by James Tiptree Jr. You actually got me my first one. It's like a collection of short stories, and James Tiptree Jr. is actually a woman and used a pseudonym when writing because women in sci-fi traditionally have not gone over too well in anything really.
Anything.
Yeah, so I want to give that one a go. I think it'll be fun and interesting.
The next few I have are to fulfill challenges for the Book Riot Read Harder Challenge. And the first one I have is Carry On by Rainbow Rowell. And this one would fulfill the challenge of, I think, read a romance, like a YA romance.
Yeah, a YA romance.
I think
with gay, like a
yeah,
gay
like
romance.
an LGBT
Yeah.
romance. And I've heard very mixed things about this. It seems like some people hate it and some people absolutely love it, but it sounds like a fun read to me. So, and I usually like Rainbow Rowell. I didn't care for Landline, but I liked Fangirl, which this is the fan fiction that Kath wrote in Fangirl.
Oh.
Which,
Okay.
I wasn't a big...
Bookception.
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of those parts of Fangirl. So I wasn't initially going to pick this up, but then I saw a few people who said they weren't a fan of those parts either, say that they actually ended up loving this.
Okay.
So I was like, screw it, I'll get it.
Fuck it.
So, and it's like kind of Harry Potter-ish.
Well, that's cool.
From what I understand, so.
Her books are always so cute looking.
I know. Yeah.
Like, they look adorable, and I love the, like, inside paper.
Yeah. There's a map.
It's so cute.
Like a true fantasy novel. Can't be a fantasy novel if you don't have a map.
That's true, you have to have a map. All the best ones have maps. Next up, I have Memoirs of a Geisha by Arthur Golden. I just want to read this. No, I don't have a particular reason for it.
It's pretty good. I read it many moons ago.
Many moons ago.
And I love that movie. I've seen that movie, I don't even know how many times.
Really?
I watched
I've never
it
seen
over
it.
and over again. I love it.
I would like to see it. I've never seen it.
Alright, this next book fulfills the challenge of reading a book about a person of color who goes on a spiritual journey.
Right.
An oddly specific challenge, but I have Siddhartha by Herman Hesse. I kind of was like iffy about reading this for that challenge because it's written by a white dude.
Right.
Which I feel like not the best choice for, you know, reading a book about a person of color, but, you know.
It's a classic.
It's fine.
Yeah.
And it is a classic,
It's
so.
a classic. Okay, so next I have The Martian by Andy Weir. Again, I got this a while ago and I've been wanting to read it. No more specific reason than that. I also kind of thought it would be like a fun read. It doesn't look super intense or extensive, and I kind of like fun little reads for spring.
Yeah. This next one fulfills the Read Harder challenge of reading a book by a micropress. And this is from a local micropress called Pencil Box Press.
Yes.
And it's called Animal Tales. And it's little pieces about animals by various authors. And I thought that'd be fun for spring.
Yeah.
And, you know, all the animals are coming back out.
Doing their thing.
Things are coming back to life.
Yes.
So, yeah, I think this will be a cute, fun book.
Alright, so next I have David Bowie, The Last Interview and Other Conversations. I got this, I read a biography of David Bowie and it was really bad, and I wanted to read something that like I felt appropriately represented David Bowie, and I felt like this book of interviews with him would probably do that, so I bought it. I want to read it.
Alright, my next one is a sequel that I don't know why I haven't read yet.
Yes.
But it is World War Moo by Michael Logan. This is the sequel to Apocalypse Cow, which I read like 2 years ago now. And I still haven't read the sequel. And I fucking loved that book.
You did.
I loved it. It's a horror comedy. And the first book, I won't say the second book, so, you know, spoilers and
Okay.
such.
Spoilers and things.
But the first book is about this zombie outbreak that only affects mammals with the exception of humans.
Okay.
It makes more sense in the book, I swear.
It makes sense. It's reasonable.
Or maybe it doesn't. It doesn't have to make sense.
It doesn't have to make sense. It's a horror comedy.
But, yeah, it's just, I thought the book was really fun, but also, I don't know, it was just like everything I love. Gory, gruesome, and hilarious.
It's all the perfect things.
Yeah, and I've had this sequel on my shelf for ever since I read the first one, I think.
Yeah.
And I just keep putting off reading it. I don't know if I just don't want it to be over or what my deal is, but I just keep putting this off. Or I'm afraid I'm not going to like the second one.
Just gotta read it. Jump on in there.
Do it.
Jump
do
on
it.
in there.
Do it.
Do it. Next on my list is Trainspotting by Irvine Welsh. This is another one I've been wanting to read forever. I watched the movie, and given my profession, I feel like it would be an interesting read. It's about people who are addicted to heroin. So, yeah, it's probably, the movie's like really dark and kind of sad, but also just kind of insane. So I felt like it'd be interesting to read the book.
Alright, next on my list is a book that I borrowed from Megan, so I need to read it so I can give it back to her. Also, I just need to fucking read it because everyone has, and that's The Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood.
It is so good.
Yeah, so I think everyone probably knows what this is about at this point, but, and when does the TV show come on? Is it already on?
I feel like it may already be on. It's on Hulu though. I don't have Hulu.
I don't have Hulu either.
I thought about getting Hulu just to watch the show. Next I have American Gods by Neil Gaiman. This is another one I've been wanting to read for forever because I hear a lot of good things about it. This will also fulfill my challenge to read a fantasy novel for the Read Harder Challenge. And yeah, so I'm just kind of excited about it. I think it's a TV show now.
Yeah, I think so.
Which I have not watched. I probably won't watch it, but it's a TV show now. I don't know.
Alright, my next one, it's been a while since I read a nonfiction book that wasn't a memoir. Mm-hmm. And I thought this one would be appropriate for spring. It's been on my shelf for probably about a year now, and that is Nature's Nether Regions. So it's about, doing it.
Springtime, getting frisky.
Yeah. That's pretty much it.
Yeah. Fuck it.
It says, what the sex lives of bugs, birds, and beasts tell us about evolution, biodiversity, and ourselves.
And there's a couple of bugs doing it on the cover, so
there sure are.
You can't really beat that.
Yeah.
Next I have Song of the Forest by Colin McKay. This is Sue's book. I thought, it's a book about a forest. I figured it'd be good to read in the spring. From what you said about it, it sounds...
It's pretty springy.
Kind of cool. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
I accidentally bent the cover of it when I was... I'm so bad with my books. I was kind of having a conversation about this with Graham from Megaman Chief fan, because he's very, must keep my books pristine kind of person. And I'm so the opposite of that.
Yeah,
first of all, I end up just fucking them up anyway. I did this by accident. I bent the cover back, and now it has a permanent crease in it. And also, I just feel like if I've read a book, and then when I'm done, it doesn't look read.
I mean, it's not it's not lived in.
Yeah.
It's like going into a house that's immaculate.
It hasn't fulfilled its destiny.
Right, it's got to look lived in a little bit, It's fine.
Yeah, but
I feel you. I'm the same way.
Different strokes for different folks.
Truth.
It's fine. But my next book is A Constellation of Vital Phenomena by Anthony Mara, which has also been on my shelf for probably a good year now. And I just really want to read this because I've heard nothing but fantastic things about it. And it's about a little girl. Her father gets abducted by, Russian soldiers. And then her neighbor kind of takes her in, and then they seek refuge at a hospital, and the doctor there, I think she's a doctor. Yes, doctor. Somehow their lives all become intertwined, and it takes place over, I think, only 5 days, but I've just heard, I don't think I've ever heard anyone say they don't like this, and the average rating on Goodreads is 4.5 stars,
nice.
Which is ridiculously high.
Super high, yeah.
So I really want to read that.
Nice. My next book is also Sue's book, and I think it's dusty.
It's dirty. It was dirty when I got it.
Okay, I guess it's just how it looks. At least
the dust jacket looks dirty for some reason. I don't know why or how that happens.
This is Homegoing by Ya Jessie. This will also fulfill, a novel, multiple POV novel where all the the points of view are from people of color.
Yeah.
Or some, I mean, it's worded more eloquently than that, but that's for the Read Harder challenge. It's another like oddly specific.
And my last one I have on my tentative TBR is A Parable of the Sower by the just queen, the queen, Octavia Butler.
I love her.
Yes. I just want to read more of her. I don't even care what it is, but this is the one I have. So
I would read her grocery list.
So, yeah, I want to read this. This is about, I think this is kind of post-apocalyptic, and it's an environmental and economic crisis that just sort of makes everything collapse into chaos. And then this follows a minister's young daughter trying to survive.
Okay.
And
I think it sounds...
I've heard it's wonderful, just like all of her other books.
Because she's fucking amazing. Fucking amazing.
Seriously.
Okay, so last on my list is Herland and Selected Stories by Charlotte Perkins Gilman. Excuse me. Ooh. That was not pleasant. I've already read Herland, but I got it for the Selected Stories because I would like to read more from Charlotte Perkins Gilman. I've read the Yellow Wallpaper and loved it, so I think that would be a fun read.
A fun
Charlotte
read.
Perkins
Gilman.
She's, you know, buckets of fun. You've read the Yellow Wallpaper, you know, just buckets of fun.
Yeah, so that's our spring TBR. So if we don't read these books this spring, you guys
Kick our asses.
Get on us. Anyway. Yeah, this beer's pretty good. My face is no longer burning.
That's a good
So
thing.
that's a good sign.
Yeah. It made me burp weird, which is not a good sign. But
I'm not sure that it tastes much different than the regular milk.
it doesn't.
It might be stronger, like taste stronger.
But it's
But
not.
I mean, I'd have to like have a side-by-side comparison to really know for sure. But I feel like it mostly tastes the same.
It does. It's not noticeably different.
It'll just get you drunker faster.
Right, because it's 11% alcohol by
Which
volume.
MILF was already an imperial, so
Right, so this is just...
this is just overkill.
Right. You can have too much of a good thing. Some of us don't drink beer to
that's
get drunk.
why I don't drink whiskey anymore.
Same. Same.
Yes.
Alright, so that I guess will be it for us.
Yep.
Let us know what you're planning to read this spring.
Yep.
And as per usual, there will be some links down below where you can find us elsewhere on social media.
And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do.
And we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.